Hi guys, I'm Blessing and welcome back to my channel. So guys, it's been a long time since I've spoken to you, maybe about 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks since my last upload. And you know what guys, I really do want to be consistent, but for some reason I'm just not creative enough to think of like ideas. I always want to do a Q&A on my Instagram because you'll just hear my random thoughts. And today you're going to hear more random thoughts, and I'm going to be doing my makeup again.
Oh Lord, again, again. Nothing new, nothing changed, same old shit, same old fucking shit.
So I actually want to talk about AMBW, Asian man. Oh, you better quiet down. Asian man, black woman.
It's gonna be so bad. Okay.
I feel like Korea, especially like being a foreigner in Korea, that content is very like popular, right? Everyone wants to know who everyone's dating, especially like when you move to Korea. Everyone wants to see if you've got a Korean boyfriend or whatever. And I think it's really strange. Like, so some people you'll see, they'll say, hi, I'm moving to Korea, whatever, da, 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 da. And then like a week of them being outside of quarantine, they're already booed up. Maybe they've been speaking online before and they finally met and that's their boyfriend, but shut up. And that's their boyfriend before, but like everyone seems to be booed up. And I feel like I'm posing the question, is a Korean boyfriend the new Chanel bag? Is it an accessory that everyone wants?
Say something so controversial yet so brave.
It's like, okay, first of all, let's just address the fact that Koreans, or they're real people, okay? So they're not an accessory or something to be fetishized. Same goes with black people. But like, I feel like the whole idea of moving to Korea like sparks my interest, right? Because everyone has heard of the American dream. You move to America, you get famous or whatever, and you make loads of money, right? And that's the American dream. Now, I feel like there's a Korean dream, right? So I think the Korean dream has like 2 parts, right? You're a foreigner who comes here, you're fluent in Korean, and you're accepted by Koreans, right? And accepted means you're deemed attractive by their standards, and you quote unquote fit in. The second part of the dream, I don't know how it works for men, but for foreign women, I feel like some people feel like the Korean dream is to move to Korea and get a boyfriend. Once they've got a Korean boyfriend, then effectively they've made it, right? They're now in the inner circle. A Korean finds them attractive. So they've like, what else could they have? And I feel like when some people do that, it changes their like attitude towards other foreigners. I feel like you can always tell what foreigner has a boyfriend because they tend to look down on other foreigners, or when they're walking around with their boyfriend who happens to be Korean, they'll be like giving you dirty looks. First of all, I don't want your man. I don't want your man in his creased t-shirt and his old New Balances who's coming up to my shoulder. I don't want him, okay? And I feel like, yeah, like people just aspire to have that. Like that's what they want when they come to Korea. I mean, it's normal to want to be in a relationship and date, but Korea is different. I don't know if people are moving to like Canada, I'm like, I want a Canadian boyfriend, but people are moving here specifically to find boyfriends, and then comes a boom of content like going to the park with my Korean boyfriend, breathing with my Korean boyfriend, walking with my Korean boyfriend. Like everything seems to have the word Korean boyfriend in it, right? Like it's just a boom of videos. And I mean, it's a way to get views. Like I'm sure I'm gonna title this like eating dinner with my Korean boyfriend to get y'all, because I know you're waiting for it, right? And I feel like it's a slippery slope, right? Because when you move to Korea, I think especially as a black person, and you make the videos, you know that you're probably gonna get a bit more views because people are interested what it's like being a black person in Korea, but they're also subscribing and maybe following in hopes to see if you get like a Korean boyfriend, like I think I spoke about this on Rose channel, like, just because if you come here and you do get a Korean boyfriend doesn't make you like a gorgeous person. Like, I'm sure you're pretty in your own right, but like being deemed pretty by a Korean person doesn't mean like you're the greatest. And if a Korean person doesn't deem you pretty, doesn't mean that you're ugly. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, especially in K-pop and being interested in Korean entertainment, I feel like it's very easy to slip into, well, Koreans usually find this type attractive, so, you know, I want to try and change their mind, or I fit into those standards, so I'm like the ultimate everything. Do you know what I mean? So I feel I'm rambling. People come here so they can like be accepted, and I don't know, people meet different people, right? You're in Korea. If you date, you're probably gonna maybe date a Korean man because you're in Korea, right? But some people, as I said before, are moving here for Korean men specifically, and then it becomes part of their personality and part of what makes their channel and what they find makes their channel maybe interesting. So it, like, instead of like, oh, just doing normal content, what they might have done before, maybe their views aren't that high, but once they start mentioning Korean boyfriend, then all of a sudden they've got the view. Because everyone aspires, not everyone, I feel like a lot of people aspire to have a Korean boyfriend. They get that boyfriend, so-and-so they met off Bumble or Tinder, and then they're already doing joint Instagram and joint YouTube. It makes me question the depth of the relationship. Maybe a lot of them are real, maybe some of them have depth and they're in a loving relationship and they really like each other, you know, and they're getting on, but like, why does it have to be broadcasted as something that's like entertainment, like almost like a sideshow? It's actually just not by force. It's not by force, and I hope everyone who goes into a relationship, I hope it's all rainbows and sunshine and it all lasts and nothing ever goes wrong for you. But you don't need the joint Instagram, okay? You're allowed to be a separate person. They don't need to be all up on it. Do you know what I mean? And there's some people, they're talking about I don't know why you keep on asking about my boyfriend and then going through my Instagram to find. Don't mention them then. You know people are gonna, especially when you're in Korea, you say you speak fluent Korean, your boyfriend's Korean and he doesn't speak English. You know people are gonna be interested in that. As I've just said, like, there's a whole like fetishization and like a whole interest in Asian men and black women, especially Korean men and black women, right? So you know people are gonna be interested in that. You're saying, stop going to my Instagram, don't find him. But you're putting him in the videos. It's actually just not necessary. Yes, it's your everyday vlog, but I'm sure there's other parts where he's not in it. Like, you're doing it for clout, like, you know that's why they're clicking, right? Like, why do you have to make all your content about it? Like, we're in 2021. Is it that shocking now that a Korean man would be going out with a black woman or whatever? Do you know what I mean? So people come here and they start their YouTube and then they get a Korean boyfriend and it's suddenly showing my Korean boyfriend what's underneath my wig, like. Because I feel like that makes us more of a spectacle. It makes us more of a, I mean, black women are magical, but it makes us more of like, it makes us mythical? Was that mystical? I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, we're just normal people and then you're just in a relationship. So I don't understand. And, you know, we're all guilty of like dating in Korea, like being a black woman in Korea, because that's what piques people's interest. But it's so interesting that people like are searching for it, because I mean, I'm not white, so I've never searched being white in Korea, or you know what I mean, I've never seen white person dating in Korea. Like, that's never been suggested to me. I've seen a lot of dating as a black woman in Korea. Will Korean men find me attractive? Like the same bull crap all the time. So I just think it's really interesting that it's still like, we're 2021 and it's still being like fetishized and seen as like this mystical thing that people almost aspire to have. I feel like people are coming here wanting to find that Korean boyfriend. As I said, it's part of the Korean dream. Like, I feel like people come here and once they found their Korean boyfriend, then it's like, oh my god, like I've won Korea as a game, and I found my boyfriend I don't know what I'm doing and why my eyebrows look like this. I said I found a new technique, but did I? Because my eyebrows look absolutely atrocious. If people come here and, for example, you're a black woman who is probably dating another black man in Korea, nobody's as interested as when you're a black woman dating a Korean man. Or if you're a black woman dating a white man in Korea, no one's really interested as if you're dating a Korean man. And I feel like because everyone knows Korean beauty standards and everyone seems to believe, but it seems to appear that Korean beauty standards are like everything that a black woman is not. Like maybe small in stature. Some people are small stature, light skin, and all these other things that, you know, that people say are Korean beauty standards. But I guess Korea is changing, not too much. Like they still have their beauty standards, but I feel like K-pop and K-dramas, you see, like, oh, that's what Korean people look like. But once you've come to visit or you live here, whatever, you see that people are different shapes and sizes. Especially going around the country, the different skin tones as well. So I don't know, like, it's just if you've got a Korean boyfriend, you've won Korea because you've broken like the beauty standards or whatever whatever the point is. Like, I just think it's so strange but fascinating, you know, because I'm guilty of like not profiting because I don't make money from this, but I'm guilty of like getting views from putting things in the title, like interracial dating, boyfriend reveal. You guys know I live in Korea, so if someone's gonna click on it, they're gonna be like, oh my god, like she has a Korean boyfriend or whatever. But I don't, so I tricked y'all, and I'll do it again. Yeah, like I find it really interesting that people come to Korea and that's the specific thing they want to do. I don't know if they want to people come here, and if teaching is their interest, they do it. But I feel like some people have ulterior motives, and one of the ulterior motives is to date a Korean man. So that's what they come to do, and then they do it, and you know, and maybe they want to be that person on YouTube or just be like that person envied by others on social media. Because I know some people look and say, I wish that was me, I wish a Korean man liked me. But let me tell you something, girly, all men, okay, I can't say all men, the majority of men are rubbish. Korean, Nigerian, English, Canadian, American, all of them are flawed. So, you know, I don't know if it's because of, like, as I said, K-pop, K-dramas, they make it seem like a Korean man is gonna like sweep you off your feet. Maybe they will. They might just be fetishizing you. Like, it's a risk, same as you're obviously fetishizing them for being Korean, you know? Are you really attracted to them? Or is it just because they're Korean? I just think it's a very interesting topic. Like, people are coming here wanting to find their Korean boyfriend, and then they just do. Like, as I said, people will move here, and within 2 weeks of being here, they've already got their boyfriend. They've already met him, you know. Now they're doing joint YouTube, they're doing joint Instagram. Showing my boyfriend how black people walk. Showing my boyfriend the palm of my hand. Like, random shit like that. It's just so weird.
Like, stop. It's actually painful to watch. But let's go. Exhibit A.
Because I'm just like a solo YouTuber, right? I'm not advertising a relationship or here or fantasizing Korea. Do you know what I mean? Am I valued less because I'm talking about my experience and selfishly just talking about myself all the time? And maybe like it's interesting because I'm in Korea, right? So you come and you can see like how I'm dealing with it and different things I do, like in my vlogs. What is there to do in Korea? But am I less interesting? Can you be black in Korea and still like be authentic? Like, does that make sense? Are you still able to accept your blackness in a way and not just like try and be absorbed into the society? Because I feel like from the outside, it's all like you just need to try and blend in Korea. Like you can't be too overly like this way or that way. But I think it helps because I'm friends with a black person does that, so I am able to just be myself and like not lose touch of reality. Like some people come here and they're just like, well, Koreans do this way, so obviously you're not gonna like be disrespectful to the culture and whatever, and you might end up doing some things in Korean ways because you live here, and maybe that's just an easier way of doing it, but you don't forget your identity and who you are, and you're not just a black person who lives in Korea. You are yourself who lives in Korea, and not to just put yourself in that category, because I feel like there's a lot of black in Korea, because as a black person in this world you have to navigate navigate in different ways, because things are different for you because you are black. Do you know what I mean? So how do you stay true to yourself and still be yourself, also be black, because you happen to be black? I feel like I'm rambling and not making sense, but I just think the whole like dating in Korea fiasco is like so interesting, and so like, you know, why is it so like highly valued? Like, I don't think I'd ever see dating. I mean, maybe you can. What if I type in dating in the UK? What comes up? Dating in Korea, dating in Japan, dating in Korea as a foreigner, dating in Atlanta, dating in the UK. How to date in London is so it's all Sideman and like all those fake dating shows in the UK. But if I type dating in Korea, what's the first thing to come up? Dating in Korea 101. What's it like dating in Korea for Americans? What's it like being black in Korea? So when you type in dating in Korea, it's actually just a mix of people, actually just mostly white people. But like for them, it's just dating in Korea. But for us, it's dating in Korea as a black person. Is that harder? Is it easier? If you're in Korea and you're dating, how are your experiences? Do you have other white counterparts? Is it easier for them? What do you think? What happens? Does this make sense? This video is such a shambolic mess, but I'll keep it going because, you know, I'm a mess in so many ways. But like in my other videos, you've seen me like talk about my life and my lack of experience with dating and whatnot. And I don't know if being in Korea has provoked those thoughts, because I am here and you see a lot of couples and, you know, friends do date because they're adults, so that's something they do. I don't know if Korea has made me think about that more compared to if I was still in the UK. I don't think I'd care about it as much, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? So it's very interesting how Korea just makes people act a certain way or care about different things, especially when it comes to dating. And how authentic are people here? How authentic are the guys? How authentic are the girls who are trying to be friends with you? How authentic is anyone? Is it because you're all foreigners here? Do you feel obliged? But some people don't feel obliged to be friends with other foreigners. Some people look down on other foreigners, actually. They're like, well, you know, no, because I've got my Korean friends and my Korean man, so that's all I need. So I said fetishization and whatnot, but that also poses the question, can you date seriously here? How authentic are the relationships here? Like, can you actually date here and have an authentic, true relationship? Like, what's the percentage of people who date here and actually end up in like a committed relationship and not for fetishization or just because the person, like, how are you able to make a true connection? Is it possible? And what is it? Okay, if you're like, it's no judgment here, but if you want to date a Korean guy, can you, in the comments, if anyone watches this, can you tell me why? What's the reason? Like, why do you want to? Let's have a discussion about this.
I think we should have that conversation.
What's the reason? What's so special about them? Because I've had that, oh, they're more caring. But who told you that? And obviously, people want to be found attractive everywhere. why is dating in Korea, or like being in Korea, why is it like such a topic? Like, you see those random videos like Korean men meet a black model for the first time. That's weird.
It's getting weird.
If I do end up dating Gray and marrying him like I want to, and I say meeting my Korean husband on this channel, somebody better call me out. Somebody call the police. I've been taken over by aliens. Like, don't ever let me do that, guys. Guys, I'm losing my mind. I'm screaming at the wrong thing. I'm losing my mind. The lash isn't sticking. Thank you guys for like listening to my ramblings again. So I want to do more content for you, like maybe more like structured chit chats, like actual topics, instead of like me just asking you questions on Instagram and talking a whole bunch of mess. But I want to do like other pieces of content. I do vlogs sometimes, but I don't think everyone enjoys it too much, right? I don't think like my editing style is that great or whatever. Like, I mean, I know I'm good, but I'm not that good, because we always have to speak positively about ourselves. But tell me what you want to see. I know you guys want to see a nail video, and when it's time for me to do my next set, I promise you I will record it and I'll do an extravagant one so you guys can see like my work, like, instead of just doing like a basic set. I don't know what else you want to see. Like, please tell me, and please like, comment and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you have a nice day, night, evening, weekend, weekday, whatever. But thank you for watching. Bye.